say thank you so much to everyone for coming out here tonight. I know it is very warm, so thank you all for coming. I'll read my speech now. Okay. For as long as I can remember, my mom and I would meet my aunt in the Kmart, which is now Baumgart's parking lot, the first Wednesday affair to watch this Queen coronation. Squinting because of the sun, I would watch the Queen candidates enter the stage of the amphitheater. I would watch each of them to see how they stood, how they talked, if they smiled, and I would narrow down who I thought the Queen would be. This leads me to my first piece of advice for the new Miss Westfair. There are always people watching you. Once you start walking around with a crown on your head, there will be attention drawn to you from all ages of people. Be sure to be kind to everyone, show people around if they get lost, and wave to little kids as it will completely make their day. As the ceremony continued, the Fair Board president would ask any former queens in the crowd to stand up, and I would sink down in my chair because both my mom and aunt would stand, and I didn't want people to sit with them. After the coronation, we would head up to the commercial building where I would always make fun of their old pictures with poofy dresses and poofy hair, but now my picture's on that wall, so I can't really make fun of them. This leads me to my first thank you, which is for my family. I want to give a big thank you to them for always supporting me in my sports, activities, and especially in 4-H. I come from a very heavily 4-H based family, as almost everyone in my immediate family was in 4-H or has served Westfair in one way or another. If it weren't for their roots in the fair, I would never have the ability to be standing on this podium today. I loved every minute of my time fulfilling my duties as the Westfair Queen. The days were long and hot, especially like today, but I formed countless memories. I loved all the delicious food I ate during the week of Westfair because it prepared me well for the freshman 15 in college. Almost every day, I would get a burrito and then balance it out with a slushie, which is fruit flavored, so that made it all healthy. Regardless of the food, I enjoyed being at the shows, riding around the arena before events, and interacting with others at the fair. My next piece of advice to the Westfair Queen is to enjoy every minute of your reign. I feel like each year the Queen says this, but it's very good advice. The week of Westfair and the State Fair will go by so fast, so soak it all in while you can. Get the extra snow cones, stay for the arena event, and truly just enjoy your time. I have many thank yous to give regarding the week of fair. I first want to thank the Fair Board, who were extremely generous to me during the week of fair with meal tickets, rides on golf carts, and being kind to just everyone they come into contact with. The Fair Board truly puts in so much work all year at the fairgrounds, and they do not get enough credit. I also want to thank Pearl Huddle and Jenny Vincent for letting me sneak into the air-conditioned 4-H office whenever I needed a break from the heat. I also want to give a special shout out to Jenny because she does so much for the 4-H side of fair, and she just makes it enjoyable to everyone. I also want to thank the girls who were on court with me last year, Peyton, Sarah, Sierra, and Anna. You girls made my week so fun and helped the long shows go by much faster. I also want to give a huge thank you to Nikki and Annie for all the work they put in to make this Queen contest possible. I also want to thank last year's Queen, Ashlyn Borthman, for answering all my questions about the State Fair, as well as the Fair Board for allowing me to attend the State Fair. When I walked into the hotel for check-in at the State Fair and realized I was the only girl not wearing heels, I knew I was in for an interesting week. Regardless of my first impressions, I truly enjoyed my time at the State Fair. From doing Zumba classes to walking down a catwalk, which is something I never imagined myself doing, the State Fair was an experience I will never forget. I met so many amazing women and formed so many friendships, especially with my State Fair roommates. Those girls made my week so enjoyable and made me look forward to coming back to the room at 11 o'clock even more enjoyable, not only because I could finally take my shoes off, but because I knew I'd come back to lots of laughter. One memory in particular from the State Fair that I'd like to share involves the State Fair Queen, Miss Marianne Fox. We were on the bus from the hotel to the State Fair Queen coronation when Bridget, who I was sitting next to on the bus from Taylor County, her dress strap broke. I frantically tried to use her sash pin to hold it down, and that was not cutting it. Thankfully, Marianne had a sewing kit, and her and I stood up in our crowns on a moving bus in stop-and-go traffic and sewed Bridget's dress back together. Bridget was later crowned with an award that night, and so was Marianne, and I knew that was going to be a memory I would never forget. I want to give a huge thank you to Marianne for being here today. I am so lucky to have been the West Potawatomi Fair Queen for the past year, and I will never forget the amazing memories I have formed throughout the year. Thank you.